Monster Mash mini review.
Friday the 13th, Part 8. Jason takes Manhattan. Now, New York has a new problem.
Now I must admit, that teaser trailer kicks ass. Too bad the movie itself never lives up to the hype. My favorite horror series of all time is the Friday the 13th series. I've already reviewed one of my favorite entries on YouTube, the underrated A New Beginning, but now I want to review a Friday film I don't quite care for. Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan.
This voyage is doomed.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Slasher Jason Voorhees has been lying at the bottom of Crystal Lake after Tina's zombie dad dragged his ass down there at the end of Part 7. Jason is resurrected, once again, by electricity. He kills a couple of horny teenagers and hijacks their boat, eventually ending up on a graduation cruise ship on its way to New York City. The good girl Rennie, a graduate who had a run-in with young Jason years ago in Crystal Lake, seems to be Jason's main target. Wow, that's not a good sign when the very first shot of your film was a mistake. Why did they change the iconic Friday theme from this to this?
It's like this. We live in claustrophobia, a land of steel and concrete, trapped by dark waters. There is no escape, nor do we want it. We've come to thrive on it, and each other. You can't get the adrenaline pumping without the terror, good people. I love this town.
What the fuck is this guy talking about? Don't get me wrong, the opening song is awesome, but this DJ's nonsensical ramblings is a sign of more incoherence to come.
Hey, what's wrong?
Nothing.
Come on, Jimmy, something's bothering you.
Just that we're right around that summer camp where all those murders took place.
What murders?
You don't want to know about it. There was this boy named Jason Voorhees. Drowned in Crystal Lake about 30 years ago. None of the counselors heard him.
Wait a minute, wasn't Jason a mongoloid? What is this bullshit?
Got you good, Susie.
That guy is an asshole. Why do dudes in horror movies always try and scare their girls before getting laid? And where did he get that replica mask? It even has the axe mark in it from Part 3. Wouldn't it make more sense for Jason to get a brand new hockey mask this time around? I'm not gonna lie, I've always liked this opening kill. Damn, talk about Jason taking his sweet ass time. I like how she doesn't even try to fight or grab the spear.
No, please, no! 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 Please,
Jason Takes Manhattan just comes off as a lazy and underwhelming sequel. So lazy, in fact, that the writer director didn't even take time to come up with a plausible excuse for how the boat Jason is on gets out of Crystal Lake and into the open sea.
It had to be Crystal Lake, and we had to get him on a cruise ship to New York. And so we tried to do a little smoke and mirrors, and it maybe didn't quite work. And we ultimately just said, no, let's forget it. You know, people may get mad at us for that, but let's go for it.
So Jason has always had the ability to be in the right place at the right time. But by part 8, he has practically gained the power of teleportation. I mean, he pops up in ways that seem almost comical. Watch how Jason uses the teleportation powers to distract and confuse his victim.
Toby!
The problem I have with Jason Takes Manhattan is the film never makes clear what the hell is going on with young Jason. Is there some supernatural powers at work here? Or is it just psychological, visions created by Rainey to deal with the trauma of being tossed into Crystal Lake? The film never explains this, and it just feels misplaced and confusing.
All right. Grab what you want. What are you taking, Julius? Nothing.
That's dumb. It's just dumb.
Why is it dumb?
I don't know.
Oh, shit. Check it out! Damn, we're in New York! You did it, man, you did it! We are in New York! New York City!
Yeah, keep telling yourself that, buddy. It's actually Vancouver. Besides the lack of gore, the cheap production value, the absurd plot holes, the bizarre supernatural sightings of young Jason, the biggest fatal flaw for Jason Takes a Cruise Ship is that very little of New York is actually seen in the film. Due to budgetary reasons, the majority of filming was done in Vancouver, doubling for New York City. And even worse, Jason is only in New York for about 20 minutes of the film's runtime.
What do you think you're doing? I mean... Now you stop that. I mean, really?
Take a closer look, Charles. I want to make sure I've labeled all my organs correctly.
Other than Jason sounding like Darth Vader, this is a pretty cool scene. Yeah, go ahead and keep stepping closer to a bulletproof guy wearing a mask. That seems like a smart idea. This may be my least favorite Friday the 13th sequel from the original Paramount series, but damn do I love this kill.
Take your best shot. Motherfucker.
It's a shame he wasn't more headstrong.
As cool as this shot is, doesn't Jason seem out of place when he isn't in the woods? Another point of taking Jason out of Camp Crystal Lake was to change things up and try something new, but didn't the producers ever hear of the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it?
What the hell are you kids doing down here?
Can you help us get out of here?
Sure can, but we haven't got a minute to spare.
What do you mean?
Toxic waste, son. The sewer floods out with this stuff every night at midnight. Less than 10 minutes from now. Come on, follow me.
That has to be one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in a movie. New York's sewer system just flushes toxic waste every night at midnight? Who wrote this movie, a 10-year-old? I laugh my ass off every time I hear that line. And I love how nonchalant the sewer worker is about it. And this must be some kind of magical toxic waste, because somehow it transforms the hulking Jason back into a little drowned boy. It makes no sense, and it's one of the stupidest endings in the franchise. So in conclusion, Jason Takes Manhattan is a missed opportunity and a very misleading title. It doesn't feature the gore or nudity early fans of the franchise love, and instead we are stuck with toned-down kills and very little suspense. Kane Hodder is great as Jason, and there's a few fun moments sprinkled throughout the film, but it isn't enough to salvage the mundane plot, uninteresting cliched characters, or make up for the fact Jason's time in New York is rather underwhelming and disappointing. It was a sad note for the man behind the mask to go out on in the 80s, and unfortunately, his next movie was even worse.
If the crack don't get you, then the hookers will. You a dead meat slime bag. Yo, man, it's cool. It's cool, man. It's cool.
You don't understand. There is a maniac trying to kill us.
Welcome to New York.